All right, YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So, if you're new here, I basically the most knowledgeable man in history. So, here's the dot-com bubble, but way before the Great Depression, way before the Great Recession of 2008, the 2000 dot-com bubble. How do I know this? How do I know this stuff? How do I know the richest man in Babylon? How do I know what it takes to become a trillionaire? Because I was never stuck somewhere. So, as we go through life, we are trying to make sense of life in the most possible way we can. If we don't understand why party next door driving in an ATV in the Sahara Desert, whoa, is wasting the person's time behind the camera, then we could be stuck trying to make sense of it when people have moved on from it. So here I am. I am the most knowledgeable man in history. Here's a dot-com bubble burst. The dot-com bubble burst happened around the invention of the internet. So the PC Dell computer is invented by Bill Gates. Your personal computer. Dish. That's one of those big monitors. Because the SIM card, the SD processing, is just so crazy immaculate. What happened? What was the website that went number one? It was like www.pixel.com. As we know, www.dogs.com was really popular. www.pets.com was really popular. www.cool.com was popular. These companies were also listed on the NASDAQ, so they had to go public. So then, when the internet was invented, what is the internet? Way before then, the internet was dial-up internet. Your modem used to have a router, a signal, an antenna. So right now, if you went on internet connection, you can connect to the library's internet from your phone that has no antenna. Back in the day, your grandma used internet dial-up internet. That means when your internet went down, it would show the modem antenna. You right-click it, you troubleshoot. Troubleshoot is a computer's ability to fix itself. So my internet is down. I click on connect. That can't connect to my internet. I click troubleshoot. Diagnose it. You will be able to try again in 15 seconds. It doesn't work. I slam my computer. Like my TV, I just smack my TV. And then troubleshoot again. Diagnosing. All good to go. Willing to connect? Connect. You are now connected to the internet. So it's like the processing ability of your SD card. So troubleshoot is the ability for your computer to fix itself. What's so interesting about using OBS? Using OBS properties is so interesting because it'll tell you exactly what canvas frame size you need. If you don't know what canvas frame size you need for YouTube, then you go on Google. What is the frame size that that YouTube uses? And then just input that if you're looking to stream on YouTube. So if I were to do this full screen, I would go to Properties Browser, Canvas Frame Size, looking for, then open a tab on google.com. What is the frame size of youtube.com? 1280 by 420. And I go to Canvas, OBS, and I put 1280 by 420. A lot of things we can find out on Google by Googling it. I'm not looking for YouTube. I'm looking for like a full screen capturing my home screen RuneScape. I once had a TV monitor instead of a laptop. So then All that was my TV monitor had a USB-C, and I connected the USB-C to my computer. The computer is like the thing on the ground. A lot of people, what they do is they don't know how they turned on their computer. Was it the screen or the monitor first? So they just leave their computer turned on in case they don't know how to turn it on again. It's like your personality. Do you turn on your computer and then your monitor to just put in your password? Or do you turn on your monitor and then turn on your computer to watch it load? You know that Samsung floating disk screen? So my personality is I turn on my computer and then I press my remote and I turn on my TV, and then the screen is already loaded and all I need is my PIN. So then, lots of things you can find out on Google. You know, like the length of a TV monitor. I had like a Samsung TV, like 2019 model. And then I'm using OBS. And then I clicked Google, what is the screen size of my TV monitor Samsung TV 2019? 2028 times 1800. I put in that, and then now a lot of people are playing. Everybody I know is using a TV as a screen. No one here uses a desktop. No one uses a PC. We've all moved on to TV. So here's the dot-com bubble burst. The dot-com bubble burst is when every tech company, basically websites, were so overvalued that they went so high that when there's no more buyers, right? People started selling. They sold the top, and then people are left holding the bag. And then there are people that put their life savings and stuff, and they couldn't afford the mortgage. They then became homeless, and then that is the 2000 dot-com bubble burst.
Years were steeped not just in excessive speculation, but fraud. Whether investment bankers and brokerage houses concealed conflicts of interest and deliberately manipulated stock prices. Did the biggest names on Wall Street violate the public trust?
So it's like, for example, I don't want to watch The Big Short right now. I don't want to watch The Big Lebowski right now. But let's say you're in Toronto and you want to catch up. Hey, people in Toronto think they're better than me. That's impossible. Nobody can be better than you. What you can do to catch up is to replace your your desktop with a TV. You leave the computer, you put away the PC, your personal computer, you put in the TV, you put in a USB, you connect the USB-C into the desktop, you turn on the TV with a remote, but instead of watching TV, you power your computer. The monitor you're telling the computer is now the widescreen TV, and then you can play RuneScape on a widescreen TV. You can play chess on a widescreen TV. What else do people do on the computer? You can play Among Us on a widescreen TV. You can Twitch on a widescreen TV. You can now run Zoom meetings on a widescreen TV. So a TV is just a screen. It's just a monitor.
First Boston, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch. I mean, these are the biggest players. And that's what makes this so shocking, that it could infect even institutions of that size. These are revered institutions in Wall Street.
Yeah, so the bull. I am bullish a coin. So I believe it will go up. So we're optimistic people. This is the New York stock market. So the New York stock market, NYSE. The NASDAQ is for tech stocks. The Dow Jones is for industrial stocks like oil and physical rig companies. What's the other one? S&P 500 is the Standards and Poor's. It is just a basket of the 500 companies, whether they are NASDAQ or Dow Jones company. What is Berkshire Hathaway by Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett is just a finance student. This finance student became rich, helping his dad with his wine shop. He makes $1 million, and then this is an accredited investor. So that too. Why should you become honor rolls in college and university? So then you can do an honors program like BCAAS, where you type on a forum. What did you think math majors did after school? You think a math major went to school to study math for 8 years? And then that's it? This math major, once this person graduated, found the most popular by the colleagues, what website are you posting your experiments to? And then because there will be a website that is popular that people are posting experiments to in their field. That would always exist. If it's not like cad.gov, then it'll just be like bwdshgf.gov. So then Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett is this accredited investor. So alumni. What's really cool if you search up Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. They probably went to Wharton University. Steve Jobs probably went to Harvard. Bill Gates may have dropped out. All this stuff. As we go into like survivorship bias. 1 in 8 billion. So there's no point. There's no point in saying Steve Jobs is your role model because he dropped out of college. He could have tricked you. So then your role model is not someone that dropped out of college. Your role model can be Elon Musk, who went to Harvard.
A bubble environment brings out the basest qualities of all the players, the kinds of guidelines that monitor corporate behavior tend to be more flexible at a time of excess, and it feeds upon itself.
This was generally a good day for investors.
Just a couple of years ago, Americans sat mesmerized as the investment bank's stock analysts went on television and touted stock after stock after stock.
So it's like the New York Stock Exchange is the stock exchange in New York. Toronto has its own stock exchange, the TDSE, Toronto Dominican Stock Exchange. What happens in the stock exchange? Where did a lot of people lose their jobs? In the 2000 dot-com burst and the 2008 housing crisis. They lost their jobs because people no longer called in to hear the rush on the floor. Where are the plebs? When are the paper coming in? Like, when's the paper coming in? Does anyone know? Does anyone know when an accredited investor has made a bid? What happens at the Toronto Dominican Stock Exchange? The Toronto Stock Exchange. You have a paper that says your buy and your sell. Buy low and then sell high. I bought Bitcoin at 48K. I will now sell at 165K. Your sell should always be higher than your buy. So then I go to the telephone booth and I show them the same way I can buy government bonds and just have a trickle down effect 15 years later for my children around the Christmas tree. I would like to purchase a 1.5% government bond. Okay, in 15 years, at maturity, you can then cash it in. If you don't want to cash it in or you get scared, you can then sell it to this other person, this unk over here. then we'll buy your bond with 7 years of maturity left if you want to quickly cash out. But government bonds are safer than stocks because the government is less likely to default, as you'll see. So let's say I'm a billionaire. I have $10 billion. 1%, 100 million. I would like to buy this bond, a $10 billion bond. In 15 years, I will make 100 million. I don't see anything wrong with that. Why would bonds be bad?
Lots of new
AOL, Yahoo, Amazon.
eToys has really created a very strong brand awareness with the
It was Wall Street's version of a telethon.
.com shot up today.
We're on track, it looks like, to hit 1 billion shares today.
Internet stocks drove a powerful surge on Wall Street today.
At the heart of it was the mad scramble by bankers and venture capitalists to take hundreds of unprofitable young Internet companies public.
But I think the long-term opportunity really is to be the customer interface to your doorstep.
Some say the Internet is so revolutionary that the usual rules for valuing a stock, such as revenues and earnings, no longer apply.
Yeah, so like the stock floor exchange is something like this. It's so ecstatic. I can't believe you never saw the Bitcoin Euphoria price index. It just says, "We are here." In times of fear, we are here. There is fear. We are waiting for people to get their paycheck, and then they're going to accumulate slowly. What happens when there is euphoria? It's a good time to sell and take profits. But that chart is so real. That's what makes investing so easy. So then let's go back to Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is an accredited financier. Makes so much money investing. This person then starts Berkshire Hathaway. So this person is now in a trading firm, a brokerage. A brokerage is a place with cabinets. A sales office doesn't have cabinets. So this person is in a trading firm brokerage. This person, you want to invest, you want to buy Berkshire Hathaway is when Warren Buffett makes trades for you. So I have $160,000 of disposable income. Let me buy Berkshire Hathaway. In Berkshire Hathaway, he bought Apple, Coca-Cola, Tesla, Ford, and GM. So then it's basically saying, what's it called? I'm copying a Warren Buffett's portfolio performance. So Warren Buffett's portfolio performance, when I bought the Berkshire Hathaway stock, it went up 1.18%. I am performing at the same level as Warren Buffett. That's Berkshire Hathaway. It could even have special utility. So then let's get this out the way. It's like, what is CryptoPunks? CryptoPunks is a leveraged bet on Ethereum.